Durastak. It's something you're going to want to keep an ear out for in the coming years. I'll tell you the story in just a moment. Welcome to the Midwest Farm Reports Ride Along. It's a series where we accept invitations from industry partners to find out about the latest and greatest technology that our Wisconsin farmers, really all farmers, are getting access to, from artificial intelligence in that tractor cab and all of the screens that are in front of them, through the data management that they may have in the way of software or apps, and into the products that they're dealing with, from the bag right onto the bunk or the grain bin, as it may be. And today, along with us, Matt Dolch. He is the corn product manager with Syngenta. We're here in north central Illinois to find out on the front edge of what technology is coming to farmers in Wisconsin and beyond. So first, tell me a little bit about your background, Matt. How did you get into the position with Syngenta? What's your background?
Sure, Pam, appreciate it. So again, Matt Dolch started as an intern with Syngenta Seeds.
No
and so 15 years later, here I am working with the corn product portfolio, and awesome to see opportunities stem from a farm in Southwest Iowa and work through college. And here I am.
Well, slick. And like you said, it's an exciting time to be a part of agriculture and the technologies that we're getting a chance to bring to the marketplace. And Syngenta's got a special one with Durastak. Now, you've been able to watch this. It's probably going to be in the market full bore by 2027 full bore. Did you get that? And it is some of the latest technology when it comes to corn borer management. Take me through the process. This has been a conversation corn growers have had for a while now. Why did Syngenta decide that they needed to take another approach at technology and how we battle that insect?
Well, we wanted to think about how we do things differently. We don't need to keep doing the same thing and expect different results. And so with Durastak launching to the market here in market year 2027, we really thought about what are some of the proven technologies we know that they work and that they're there for the long-term durable solution for corn rootworm management. And that's really what led to Durastak and that product launch for us in thinking about, again, proven BT proteins that we know are going to be around for the long term. There's some other technologies out there today that might be a bit more short term. And so again, we're thinking about that farmer and how they manage whether that's silage or grain for the long-term production here, and making sure we maximize yield by reducing some of that corn rootworm damage out there.
You know, we've been dealing with corn rootworm, though, Matt, for so long. I know what I'm doing trying to handle that bug. But you tell me, what you may not realize is there's a redundancy of technology that's gotten us a little stagnant in the market.
Absolutely. We'd encourage farmers out in the field first understand if you've got a problem. And then once you have that problem, let's make sure we're taking a look at what technologies or proteins or traits we're utilizing in that bag of seed corn technology. So that's certainly one of our approaches here at Syngenta, is utilize our Durastak trait technology to rotate modes of action, look at utilizing something different so that you're not feeding that corn rootworm the same thing year after year after year. You're, again, providing them something new and different. And we believe we can help you maximize yield by doing that.
Because that's what I'm learning about Durastak. It's got 3 different types of BT that are their mode of action against those corn rootworms. And Matt, that's kind of the tricky part. Everybody's familiar with rootworm technology. What you may not realize is even if you're planting different bags, you might have the same technologies.
That's exactly right. So it's an interesting thing. You want to make sure you're reading your bag tags, you're talking with your local agronomist, your local Syngenta expert, again, to help you place the best product on the farm utilizing the right trait technology. And we're excited to launch Durastak, the industry's first 3-BT protein mode of action for corn rootworm control. And that's bringing something different. We're utilizing a proprietary molecular stack through our Syngenta R&D engine, bringing some horsepower into that corn pipeline, again, for corn rootworm control specifically.
See, like I said, this is all about a series of technology and innovations, and this is a perfect example of technology and innovation that will be in the bag. Now, you mentioned Matt. Again, Matt Dolch is along with us. He's the corn product manager here at Syngenta. You mentioned that in 2026, you're physically going to have it out where farmers will be able to see it in some research plots. What have you learned from some of the scientists that worked on this? What gets you excited about seeing it in a field?
More yield. Absolutely. More bushels to the bin. That's what we're excited about. But just to see something on paper and then see the proof of concept in field. So one thing we're proud of at Syngenta is we don't just throw a product out in the marketplace, whether that's trait technology or corn genetics. We look at those through our step trialing process. And so we get 2 years of data pre-commercial before we ever would put that in a bag for a farmer to be able to utilize. And so utilizing Durastak in this case, I was able to see that all growing season for the last couple of cycles. And watching that all throughout the season, great roots, great standability, and then again, providing that yield potential that we talked about. So 3 key points that we really like to highlight here: next level corn rootworm control, improved standability, and top end yield potential. And that comes from more root node protection. That comes from a 9.7 bushel increase over existing Duracade trait technology. So we're really moving forward in that next level.
Now, listen, we're not just talking to people that put corn in the bin or take it to the elevator. The dairy population or our livestock operators, you should be paying attention to this as well, because Syngenta paid attention to them. I was teasing Matt. They never talk about Wisconsin. We're not one of those states that they put a lot of emphasis. Completely different when we start talking about Durastaks.
We love anybody that's planting corn, so that's for starters here. But yes, you look in that northern market, we're primed for success in that market with our genetics and trait portfolio. Really, really strong in that 105 and earlier market, specific to this growing audience. And you look at some of our pre-commercial products we're advancing right now for trialing in 26, and then again farmer availability in 27. We saw 70+% win rates in trial versus other products in that trial set. And so Durastak performing really, really well in those maturity groups.
You know, that's something we sometimes forget. Sometimes when you get technology, there's a yield lag while we get some of those situations worked through. That is amazing to bring a brand new product to market with new technology and not have to give anything up.
70%, 70 plus is outstanding. We love to see that. And then I think too, that proprietary technology I talked about earlier with the proprietary molecular stack is allowing less insertion points. So we're not messing with that corn genome as much, and we're getting the maximum efficiency out of those 3 proven BT proteins, again, the first in the industry.
You know, the other thing is, in today's market, when I'm picking my partners, it's nice to have a company that's got that kind of exclusive technology that isn't going to go away after this one product. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. This is a building block, a foundation. There's certainly not a silver bullet to corn rootworm management, but we believe that we've got an excellent opportunity to help farmers manage differently than maybe what they're doing today. And so we'd sure invite anyone that's listening to take a look, read that bag tag, take a look at the brands you're planting, look at some different technology here to throw corn rootworm something different than they're experiencing today out in the field, and let's drive together for a better result.
You know, and it's that simple kind of detail that we just may not think about. But if you've battled corn rootworm, and who out there hasn't, you know what he's talking about: redundancy on technologies. You think you're getting something, but then when you read that bag tag, you may not. Tell you what, 2026 could be your year to start taking a look at Durastak out in the fields. Matt Dolch could be one of the guys standing right next to you. So look for that as far as research and your chance to see it perform, and then get ready for 2027, because that's when it'll hit the marketplace. So glad that we can talk about this kind of technology with our friends from Syngenta. Again, Matt Dolch along with us, the corn product manager that's been watching this from afar, and soon we'll be bringing it in bags near you. Like I said, interesting technology and an example of how agriculture just keeps marching forward. So glad that we've got to share it with you from North Central Illinois in the beautiful Syngenta facility here. Along with Matt Dolch, I'm Pam Yankee for the Midwest Farm Report and our Ride Along.